Hello, welcome to the latest episodes of Absolute Cuts. We're stressed today because we came into where we normally film and record this, and Daniel Sloss's wank of a brother messed up the room. So
I came in and it was like a proper he's trying to hack the Pentagon.
Yeah,
there was chairs and shit around. And
there is
a keyboards.
There's a definite hackers vibe.
Yeah,
a lot of the work that Jack does.
I'm pretty sure it was Matthew even too.
Oh, was it Matthew as well?
You can throw Jack down as well.
Fucking
throw the whole family.
Yeah.
Bunch of nerds, all of them. Bunch of fucking nerds. After our hard weekend.
I know. Oh Jesus! We have had a hell of a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do the full thing from the start.
Yeah.
So Friday, was it Friday? I picked you up.
Yeah.
From the train station, already an hour late because I had to go and get new contact lenses. I realised.
Fuck's sake.
Because there's a thing. I was telling you this. There's a thing that happens, right? That opticians, if you get contact lenses sent to you, they've got like a duty of care where they have to test your eyes to make sure you're not going blind. And it used to be that they'd send you letters and go, right, you really need it. It's been 6 years since you last had your eyes tested. Now what they do is they hold your contact lenses ransom. So they go, the only way you're going to now see is if you come in and get them checked. So I didn't have any contact lenses for the weekend, so I had to go in and get that. Then picked you up. Then after a fairly pleasant drive.
Yeah, we're at good spirits.
Yeah, down to Kendall Colin, the festival. Then we arrived. Ryan wasn't on the accreditation.
I told you when we were lining up, you go, God, I always worry about my name's not going to be on the accreditation. I was like, this happens to me pretty much every time.
Yeah.
And then immediately happened again.
Yeah.
Now, in fairness, this time it was like a late substitution, so I can see why it happens this time.
But then it made us realise how easy it would be to sneak into a festival.
Oh, aye, absolutely.
Because
just bravado.
Yeah, because the accreditation people are so tired and so overworked that they don't really give a shit. If you present a convincing story, you're getting into any festival.
Yeah.
And
I
then
am Mick Jagger. I swear to God.
I'll try and get in his Freddie Mercury one. Then came the fun bit, because we went into the artist camping and we met Mick Ferry, who we hung about with all weekend, and I'd bought us a tent.
Yeah.
What I thought was a 3-man tent.
Well, it probably is a 3-man tent.
It's not, because I went back and checked my Argos receipt. It's a 1-man tent.
Oh, this to God. You know what happened was you took out the packaging and started unfolding it, and I was like, you go, it's a 3-man tent, and if you know anything, 3-man tent's not big enough either.
No, it's not. It's not.
You have to double. 4-man tent, you could definitely get through the night of the two, definitely. But when it was a 1-man tent, I barely got in it.
It wasn't even a 1-man tent. It was a child's tent.
It is, a dinklage.
Yeah.
You get a dinklage in there.
It was a 2 Ewok tent. And so then we had to decide which one of. So I then was designated I would sleep in the car.
Yeah.
And then we went.
And you regretted that?
I regretted that almost. No, I didn't regret it. Do you know when I got in? Because I put the car seat back right back, and it was
nice at the start,
comfy. And then the heat started to come in at about 6 a.m. And by that point because what time did we go to bed on the Friday night? On the Saturday morning.
4 or 5.
Yeah, because we went.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. I got carried away. We all got carried away.
We all got very, very carried away.
Yeah. I was trying to hire people for the IRA.
Yes, that was our walk back to the campsite was you trying to recruit people for the IRA.
Like, there was so many people not happy with it too. There was a group of lads that were just like, absolutely not.
Yeah, I reckon they've probably got a brother or something that serves in the British military.
Yeah.
So they weren't happy with that. 2 young girls who were just confused.
Oh, they asked
because they had no idea what the IRA were.
And I remember, was I just chatting about it? It's mostly a social group these days. We just do kickabouts on a Wednesday. If you're interested in a kickabout on the Wednesday. The only reason I got 2 guys and 2 English lads in, but again, they only were in it for the football on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we played in the community centre.
It was very, very funny. We went to see Sabian on the Friday night, who were class.
Yeah,
I thought absolute class.
CD quality, as
yes, they say. And we got drunk, very drunk, and then the next day we had the gigs, which on the Saturday were all right.
Yeah,
we got through them.
Yeah. You were already up and gone because you were like, I can see why babies die in the back of cars, hot cars.
Oh, well, God. Early. Oh, like sweating, like buckets sweating off me. So I thought, well, I'm up now. So I went into the festival arena, and there's no bands on at that point, and there's no bars open because the bars don't open till 12. So it's mostly kids shows.
Okay.
So it was just a load of families with kids in trailers going to see clowns, and me walking about like fucking the end of 28 days. The start of 28 days later. Like, so, I think gigs were all right. And then the stupidest idea we've ever had, where we were going to drive to Matty's wedding as soon as we came off.
Yeah. So we were to get off. The plan was get off stage, go to Matty's wedding, stay there the night and come back to Kendall Cullen the next day. Thought it sounded easy, but
yeah, it wasn't. It was.
We were already we were so fucked the Saturday from the night, the long night out.
Yeah.
The tent was all right.
Yeah.
The comedy tent was fine on the Saturday. Just it was running a little bit later than we expected it to.
And then we just dismantled the one-man tent.
You tried to
chucked it in a bin.
I remember saying to you, because you tried to chuck it in a bin, which was just like basically a cordoned off part of field, you know, like a barrier around it, and you chucked it and it got caught at the edge. Yeah. And I was saying to you, it's just like the scene in Fight Club. When the fat gets caught on the fucking...
It was,
exactly what happened.
Because I was trying to do it sneaky, because there was loads of people sitting about drinking, and I didn't want them to see me, because then you're getting into a conversation over why you're throwing away your tent on the Saturday. So then Matty's wedding was... It was good.
It was
great fun. It was really good. I mean, we turned up, everyone was well ahead of us in terms of how... oiled they were.
Yeah, I tried to like catch up quickly, just for at least, because we were only there a couple of hours. And then it was good crack. There was a fucking Barry was dancing around with a lot of people.
Yeah, Barry Castagnola.
Friend
of the podcast.
Try to fight. Yeah, friend of the podcast. Try to fight the
DJ.
The DJ was
he kept asking him to play Punjabi MC.
He was like, "We'll get everyone together."
That guy just raging because it was like there was a massive Eastern influence. To the, and it was such a bizarre, because I've never seen so many stunning people, not just stunning women, stunning people at a wedding, and it was all Amir's family. And then just these fucking warlocks, these Geordie warlocks coming in as well.
It's proper, like, it was a standoff.
Yeah.
A lot of bald lads on this side.
Oh my God, there was it was very funny though.
It was just Newcastle supporters meeting their owners. And we ended up then, like, basically that was good crack, and we were tempted to stay longer. There was promises of a hot tub, but we were like, no, let's not do this, because we have all yesterday, we're all fucked. And we went back to the place that we booked.
The lodge.
Farm Lodge. So we went to the Farm Lodge, which is the only way we could describe it. We were saying it was quite like one of those motels you would get in America. That's what it is, because it felt like that. You turned up, your name was on chalk outside.
Aye, where people are on the run, or there's been a lot of murders.
Yes.
Kind of place where you can park your car right outside your door.
Aye.
Those kind of motels you have in America.
I enjoyed it. Now we had to share a double bed.
We did.
I think we were too fucked anyway.
Which I was surprised. Because I didn't know what we would. Because you'd said, because I said it's a double bed, and you'd said, all right, I'm all right on the floor. And then the next thing I knew, you just fucking hopped into bed. So I thought, oh well.
I had no idea I said that. I had no idea I'd said that before. I'm fucking fine on floors. That's so funny. Great. We were watching Fast and the Furious 10.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We watched half of it, and the second half of it.
Because I'd never seen it before, and oh my God.
Yeah.
Just, people just kept popping up. Helen Mirren just suddenly, it was like, blew my mind.
No need for.
But
then we went back.
We went back to fucking Kendall again on the Sunday. And we got ourselves together because the Sunday was class in the comedy tent.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
everyone had an absolute ripper.
Yeah, you were shouting at you were using a 9-year-old.
I was. But he was cool. He was proper
great.
cool as fuck. Like he was well up for the chat.
Yeah. Mark was roasting basically a 9-year-old in the crowd, and he was proper up for it.
He was giving it back as well.
I know, and I seen one person in behind going, "No, no, stop talking to this 9-year-old, no." Great times. And then we had to drive the whole way back to Edinburgh. You went to Glasgow. I got a lift back.
Yeah, I gave John Hastings, brilliant comic John Hastings, a lift back, and you went back with Kate.
Yeah. John would be a good person for this podcast.
We're gonna get Mick on as a guest as well.
Perfect, because they all know films. Like.
Yeah, and Elliot Steele has asked, which he asked me in a message, a WhatsApp message.
And you thought it was?
I just assumed he was taking the piss, so I sent it to you going.
I just got a screenshot of Elliot.
Prick.
In fairness, it's hard to tell with him. You wouldn't be expecting it, but he also sent the same thing to me.
Yeah.
So it's very funny. Right, all right, fine.
Yeah.
Like, you trying to be a little fucking smart. He was really defensive about it at the wedding too.
He was. I
was just fucking saying.
Yeah.
I was just fucking saying. I like the fucking podcast. Like, guy, fuck you, Elliot. You're that. We were just getting in here, by the way, today, and we were listening to. I showed you a story.
Oh my
on
god!
My phone. So what happened was there's I see it. People, it's kind of going viral or whatever today, and all. Basically, a zoo in China is defending the fact that their bears are real, because they're coming across a lot of accusations that basically that they're just men in bear suits chilling, running around, because there's a picture of them literally looking like he's standing up.
I mean, wait, but you can see the definition of his legs. Like, he's standing upright.
Yeah.
And he's got this slender body. And, like, it looks like he's doing lunges at one point. And you're like, it's clearly a guy in a bear suit.
And when we were in the taxi then, the fucking thing was like, Edinburgh Zoo have confirmed that their bears are real.
Yeah.
I was like, they fucked it up for everyone now. There's people having to confirm their animals aren't fucking fake.
Maybe that's why the pandas never procreated. just two dudes dressed as pandas.
That would make sense now, where they're just rolling about.
Two dudes in St. Mirren shorts.
Oh god!
Right.
That makes it way more tragic, though. The fact that they found out Harambe was a dude in a suit.
Harambe?
They blew his head clean off. Oh Jesus! There's one guy in the zoo knew.
He can't say anything.
He can't say anything. He goes, "I'll get the body. I'll get the body."
He just does that thing where, like, people in films do whenever they hear the gunshot, just a chill goes up their spine where they go like that.
It happens all the time. He's like collecting dog tags, like there are soldiers. Another bear down, Cincinnati.
Oh god.
Aye, fucking hell.
Harambe, I totally forgot about Harambe.
Oh aye, that was a big one. Would you have shot Harambe?
Aye.
I think I would have.
I think so.
100 times out of 100.
Aye. I'd have shot Harambe for something much shoplifting. Like, I'd have shot Harambe.
Why, you took one too many fucking grapefruits in the...
Just for general cheek.
What do bears eat?
Like, or you could what was the full story again?
Somebody was dangling a kid over, and the kid fell into the enclosure, and then they shot the bear because the bear would kill the kid. And then
but the bear was actually protecting.
Yeah,
the
but
kid.
It was at the time, yeah.
Yeah.
But they just couldn't take the risk. But also at the same time, then everybody was like, got up in arms and went, "This is a disgrace that poor bear's died because of some clumsy parents." And I'm like, well, I mean, like, can you imagine also the outrage if they just went, the zoo went, "Well, you dropped them in there."
Yeah.
And then everyone watched as a bear shredded.
Yeah. Just a guy pointing to a sign that's got a cross through, a parent dangling a child like that. You were warned.
Somebody should have photoshopped Michael Jackson dangling that baby.
Fuck yeah, maybe he did that over the...
That was top tier.
Over the balcony. That was incredible.
In London. Aye.
Right, we should get to the actual point of this podcast, which is discuss a film.
Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah. Well, this was my choice this week. It was I can't remember what year it was, but it was The Rock.
Yeah.
Our first Sean Connery.
Welcome to The Rock. Gonna do a lot of Connery today.
Go for it.
Welcome to The Rock.
It's our second Cage and our first Connery.
Yeah. I think Cage is better in this than in Face Off.
Oh, that's a call.
Right, because this is Cage. Suddenly, I think this is Nicolas Cage finding it. Because just before this, Nicolas Cage won an Oscar. He won it for Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh.
He plays like an alcoholic.
Okay.
Right. And this was the film he did before The Rock, and this was him becoming, because he's not really he's not the same kind of action hero as he is in Con Air or Face Off, because in this he's a scientist that's thrown into an action scenario.
He's supposed to be a nerd.
Yeah, but this is him becoming mental 90s Nicolas Cage, because there's only, like in Face Off he really goes over the top, but in this there's only some lines where he just suddenly decides to yell at the end of a line. It's bizarre. It's a mental acting style.
Well, you think the director's going to stop him, man?
It's
just,
go down to the shop. Yeah, it's just incredible.
Nicholas.
There's some bit. What is it? Kind of like Connery's kind of, because he doesn't really know the whole backdrop behind what Connery is, and then he does he's a very noble thing where Connery meets his daughter, and he just thinks. She just thinks Sean Connery is going to be like the typical jailbird that he's always been. And he claims, no, he's working with the FBI, he's working with us. And and he goes, thanks very much for that. And then he goes, why don't we cut the chit-chat a-hole? What?
Do you think that, like... Right, first of all, if you don't know what this film is about, right, because, I reckon a lot of people listen to this and go, but I can't even explain this film. It's not, there's little green balls.
Yeah.
That are, it's not, it looks like it's like they're going to be like the start of how Flubber was.
Yeah, they do look
there's
like
little
Flubber.
green balls there. All right, so it's Ed Harris, that's right. So it's Ed Harris, and he's basically like an soldier who is annoyed about how vets have been treated and shit like that.
Yeah, he was Vietnam and in China, and he was like the head of like covert ops.
Yeah.
And because they were covert ops, any of his soldiers that died in combat, the US military would deny all knowledge because it was a covert op.
Yeah.
But as a result of that, the soldiers' families never got the compensation or the support after they died that they did. They needed to. So he's pissed at this.
So he just goes into Alcatraz, which at this time was still I don't know when Alcatraz closed. Actually closed.
I think it was about 9 o'clock at night.
You fucking wanker. You sickening fucking wanker. You fucking
Can you still visit? Because I've never been to San Francisco.
Neither have I, actually. No.
Apparently it's a shithole.
Well, yeah, well...
I think it used to be really nice, but...
what do you mean nice?
Well, it used to be like quite a nice touristy place to visit, because you've got the bay, then you've got the Golden Gate Bridge, and then I always loved the hills.
Yeah.
So you've got like the trams going down the hills, and all cool car chases, because car chasing this, all car chases in San Francisco are cool.
Yeah.
Because they jump all the time.
Bullet, was it?
Bullet, yeah, that's a famous one, yeah. But there's... Apparently now it's so run down. It's got like one of those massive American painkiller problems where it's just fucking destitute. Like apparently some of the tourist areas are still quite nice.
Yeah,
the majority of it's just a violent shithole.
Great. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
A live episode from Alcatraz.
That'd be class. What film? It'd be great if you watched a film that was not filmed in Alcatraz. Surely it'd be one of like Dirty Harry. No, it wasn't Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry was filmed in San Francisco as well.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
But in trying to think of ones that are in, we're just like, well, we're watching Herbie.
Yeah. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
From Alcatraz. Why? Why not?
Basically, anyway, Sean Connery comes around. He was the only guy to have ever escaped from Alcatraz. So they bring him back in to get in and stop the terrorists. That's basically the whole fucking thing.
And then as soon as they got on Alcatraz, it's literally just a gunfight between
yeah
initially two sets of Marines,
yeah
and then it's just Connery and Cage against a team of Marines, and some of the best killing scenes. Like there's one bit when they find the first rocket, because Nicolas Cage, because a weapons expert, he has to disarm. He's the only one who knows how to disarm the rockets, and they go to where the first rocket is, which I think is in the morgue of Alcatraz. And the two ways he kills the guys are just fucking... he just walks in and takes this massive knife, not even like not like a samurai's knife or anything like that.
Not one you can chuck.
A big Rambo chopping and down the jungle
ages.
knife, and then throws it the straightest I've ever seen anyone throw anything, like fucking dart level, like, you know what I mean, like Phil Taylor winning the World Darts Championships, and just goes right through the guy's throat.
Totally unnecessary.
And then the second guy, there's a gun battle happens, and they're both hiding behind different filing cabinets, and they're shooting at each other. And then Nicolas Cage is going, mate, he's like, stop shooting the rocket. These things, there's a fucking rocket, for Christ's sake. And then so Connery, which I love when people do this, when they sneak under something and then just shoot either the bottom of their legs. He basically just shoots a guy's feet off.
Aye, that's right. It actually blows it to pieces. Yeah. Sometimes though it seems a lot less violent. That seems like excess. His toes were everywhere.
Yeah. And then the toes do go.
It just bursts like. Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then the way he does kill him is because the guy's still shooting at him, and he notices this huge, I think it's either like a generator or a fan or an air con, but it's a heavy bit of metal that's hanging by wires, and he shoots the wires, and this thing just crushes the guy's top half totally.
Yeah. Excellent.
Totally.
There's a lot of good death scenes. I'll get to a better one near the end too as well.
Do you know how I'd have killed that guy?
How?
A lot less elaborate than the air conditioner thing on his head. I would have killed that guy by giving him a glass of milk. Do you know why?
Why?
Because he was lactose intolerant.
Fuck you fucking cunt. Honest to God, that's the second fucking dreadful.
I know.
I laughed at him. No, wait a minute. Why?
I'm formed today.
I was like, hold on, why? I've got one for you, right?
Right.
This is just a wee thing. We'll get back to the film in a second, right? I found a very funny stat. I told you that Kendall Cullen. I don't know if you remember this, right? I told you that. Did you know? Right. I've got some true and fake ones afterwards. And you can tell me which one is true and fake. Right. So I told you this one at Kendall Cullen, which was that John Berenthal's where is it? John Berenthal's uncle is Kurt Angle.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Isn't that like a
genuinely amazing?
I don't know how the fuck it doesn't seem like they would ever be.
Because then I was starting to wonder how old Angle is, and then I realised, well, when I was watching wrestling, because I loved Angle, and he must have been in his 30s definitely.
Yeah.
But by the end, he would be so if Angle's now about 60 odd, I don't know what Bernthal is.
He must be 40 or something like that.
It does make sense. It's very cool.
Aye.
Very cool.
Right. I'll give you some other ones. You tell me if these are true or false. Right. First of all, Emma Roberts is Julia Roberts' niece.
Who's Emma Roberts?
Do you know Emma Roberts, the actress? She's in a lot of stuff. American Horror Story.
No.
You'll know her head anyway.
I'll just go through then.
It is true. Yeah. Right. Let me see. RZA from Wu-Tang and Jessica Fletcher are related.
Jessica Fletcher as in from Murder, She Wrote?
Yeah.
Angela Lansbury
and
RZA are related.
Yeah.
See, it's too mental not to be true, so I'm going to go true.
That's fake.
That's fuck's sake.
Okay, what about this? Jenny McCarthy and Melissa McCarthy are cousins. It's a good one.
Nah, I'm going to go false.
It's true.
It's true?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. David Tennant is related to Skrillex. The DJ.
I think Skrillex is German or something. And Tennant's Scottish. False.
Okay, right. That's false. That is false, right? What about this? Graham Potter and Daniel Radcliffe are second cousins.
No, it's not true. It's not true in the slightest.
Okay, what about Barbara Streisand is Josh Brolin's stepmother.
True.
True.
Yes, I know that one because what's his dad's name again? I know, but yes, I do know that. Yeah, because they talk about. I can't remember. I think they talked about that in Friends at some point. But this guy, yeah. But yeah, that is true.
Yeah, you got this one right. Another 2 more. I'm distantly related to John Turturro.
False. Massively false.
All right, it's false. Okay, last one. Jared Butler and the Butler from Tomb Raider are related. That's so fucking stupid. I got you one back. Complete.
Oh god.
Anyway, The Rock. Back to The Rock. I love the fact that Ed Harris, by the way, at the very, very start, he talks to his dead wife.
Yeah.
And before he's going to do all the terrorist stuff, he kind of stands over her grave and starts looking at it and going like, he says like, "Don't think ill of me, Barbs, but I got something to do. I couldn't do it when you were around."
Yeah.
That's proper fucking. I liked it.
Did you not notice as well, on her grave, it just says his wife?
Yes.
She doesn't get a name.
No, I didn't want
it
to
just
sound...
says his wife.
I didn't know if it was fucking me being stupid, and is that a thing that people do? I did look at that.
I don't know if that's like a American military thing or not, but...
That's so brutal.
It seemed bizarre. It just says his wife, and then born date, died date, and that's it.
Maybe it was a complete...
Like a fucking... You don't... Because you get, like, the grave of an unknown... You don't get the grave of an unknown wife of a soldier.
Why was she buried in the military? She must have been in the military too if she was buried in that place.
Well, was that a military... Was that definitely a military...
I don't know, because it was all white, and that's what I usually...
Aye. Plus, Michael Bay does that thing in that where you assume he's going to the... Because he's putting all on his military regalia.
Yeah.
And... It's cut and it's pissing down.
Yeah.
It's absolutely chucking it down, and it's cut with soldiers folding up the American flag. So you assume he's going to a military burial, but it's just his wife.
It's going to be great if it reminded me. I think it was a good scene because I remember doing it with my dead grandmother. I was like, I'm off to join ISIS. Don't stop me. Look down, his grandmother.
Did your gran get a full IRA burial?
An IRA burial? What the fuck would an IRA do? Oh God!
Saving space on kneecaps.
What, the legs are bent. You're bent to your knees. Your toes pointing to your hips.
We only need a 3/4 length coffin.
Oh God! Oh God! I always wanted to. Be buried without a coffin, so it looked like I'm crowd surfing when the pallbearers are taking me out. you just see your head, you're bobbling across it. That's the way to do it. That's how I want it done.
Just have the priest as one of those like big burly bouncers they get at festivals as well to catch you. Just wrestles you into the ground,
rolling the arms and all rolling.
Ed Harris is class in this.
Nah, I like him.
I think
he's
the only one that seems to be acting as if it's a serious film, whereas everyone else just seems to be having a laugh.
Yeah. Do you know another good a good one? You know when a really good actor is in amongst good actors. I'm not saying the other ones aren't Connery or thing aren't, but it's a different type. The best I've ever seen is like the newest Spider-Man. When everybody's having a laugh in a ring, and then William Dafoe shows up as the Green Goblin, and you're like, "Geez, it's so much." It's so, even that shouldn't even be a good character. The Green Goblin's fucking stupid. But the level of acting goes clean through the roof. That goes back to Jamie Foxx, who has won an Oscar.
Aye. I know Dafoe is. He is one of those.
Yeah.
The good bit. There was one bit before I forget it. Another Nicolas Cage bit, right, where because there's like a scene where he has to defuse this bomb that's hidden in like a doll, so it gets sent from, I think it's like Serbia or something like that. It's in a crate, and
that's right.
He's got a trainee, and the trainee takes the doll out and starts waving at him, going, "Hey Stanley, hey!"
It's underneath loads of porn.
Yeah, it's like
that wasn't that what it was like.
Yeah,
that's not really a good. Like, if I found a crate of porn, I'd be like, I better check this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Was it amongst vegetables? You'd be like, oh, fuck that.
And then he goes home having a rough day, and then his girlfriend tells him that she's pregnant. And then there's a scene where they're just before he gets called in to deal with the situation in Alcatraz. There's a scene where, because he's got a fucking class flat that's like one of those attic rooftop flats, and he's got his own roof, and they're shagging on the roof.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's dressed up like some kind of angel. And then so she's on top of him and she goes, "Do you like my pigtails?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, the pigtails are naughty." And then he goes, "Naughty." What the fuck? When you're directing Nicolas Cage, you must just go, we just need to let this mad bastard run. He's like the Messi of actors. And now they just let Messi roam free. With Cage, they just go, give him the bare bones of the story and just see what the mad cunt does with it. Because
rammed out her.
Naughty.
Is that the one where they didn't finish because like he got interrupted by a phone call? That happens all the time in movies. They never time the government never time a phone call well.
Happens to me all the time.
Government, you pay your taxes. I was like, hang on. Great. She proposes to him. What do you think of that?
I don't mind.
Would you do that in real life? I mean,
would I accept a proposal from a woman?
Yeah.
You've been.
I think I would. God, you saved me the hassle.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to buy shit now. So.
More proposals is what we want to.
Because there's a thing. Is there not a thing where there's?
But you should pick their name if they propose.
See, that's now.
Do you? I just made that up. It was a real.
Because there is a day where women are supposed to propose.
It's National Women's Day.
It's National Women's Day.
Their only day of the year.
Is it not on the 29th of February? So every leap year. I think the day of leap year is the day that women are supposed to propose. I think.
What?
So you only get a 4.
Like
you only
dogs?
get a 4 year.
It's like dog years.
Yeah. You get one window every 4 years. It's like World Cup. You get one chance every 4 years to propose.
That's great.
So if you miss it out and your boyfriend is non-committal, you're like, well, 4 years. So
that's what happened, Wall. That's what's happened, Wall. She missed her window and that's it. And he's brutal about it. I'm glad we got, by the way, a fucking, I was about to say get me the octagon. Like it's a UFC fight. We gotta get me the Pentagon.
Yeah.
Get me the octagon.
Yeah, get me the octagon. Joe Rogan picks up.
Yeah, there was a get me the Pentagon. I was so happy. Get me the octagon. I'm fucking idiot.
They're talking about sarin gas and this deadly gas, and then get me the octagon. Joe Rogan picks up and starts claiming it isn't real. He didn't believe the sarin gas is real.
Do you reckon they could? By the way, it never. Not that it didn't explain what the green balls were, but one guy got boiled alive just.
Yeah. That's. I mean, there's a lot of unrealistic shit in this, but it's like wee jelly bits inside the green balls. And Nicolas Cage catches one, but he just puts it in his shirt pocket, and then wrestles a guy, and it's still not broken, and then just shoves it in the guy's mouth, and the guy just like melts. Can you do that? I was going to attempt a Joe Rogan impression there, but I can't think of how Joe Rogan speaks. How does he speak?
Oh, I can't do it.
It's not a distinct accent. It's not easy to do a Joe Rogan, is it?
It's usually, no, I don't think so.
No.
I haven't seen many people do it. I've seen people take the piss out of his podcast, but an actual voice impression.
Aye. I think it's just a standard American.
Because you know what? I was watching the fucking UFC. I can only think UFC Joe, and it's different. He's doing the shouting over the commentary. I have that in my head, and it is quite what is it? Individual, whatever the fuck I'm trying to say it is. What other notes do I have down here? That's right. There's a part where he said one guy gets absolutely chucked under the bus for no reason when they're in the army, or they're in the army base or whatever. They're like, how many people? If this gets launched at this part of San Francisco, what are we looking at casualty wise? And the guy goes 60 or 70, and the guy goes, God, that's not too bad. 1,000.
Yeah.
You idiot.
Yeah, he does. He just calls him. He's an idiot. Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck? He's like, the guy's like, well,
yeah. That's also right.
You have 2 weeks to live.
I reckon. See Ed Harris. So because the thing is the ransom, because he's got hostages, so it is a ransom, and he's technically holding San Francisco hostage. His demands are, and he's not for personal gain, he's going to distribute these funds to the families of all these dead soldiers. So it's quite a noble thing he's actually doing. But he only asks for $100 million. And it's $100 million that's in a secret account that the CIA already have. Why not just pay it? It's $100 million. It's literally change to the US government. He's not come in and going, I need $90 billion where someone's going to notice it. $100 million.
You're like, it's already transferred. Sorry.
Exactly. Yeah. We just we keep that in a PayPal anyway, just in case some fucking lunatic asks for it. So
it's down for expenses for the year. They're like, you guys have 100 million. They're like, oh, is that just for like expenses for travel? What do you want for the actual? Underselling them. We can't give you 100 million. It's going to be proper embarrassing. By the way, all the tourists were all stuck in the fucking. They were over there. They got stuck in the actual cell.
You never you see them for about the first half hour, and then they never get mentioned again.
I don't mind that because usually they make a whole fucking song and deal about the. And then there's like some relationship between two people and the whatever, and then drag out the annoying guy and shoot him. Yeah. But like this one, they were just like, no, they're locked up.
Aye.
We have never fuck all to this. They're locked up downstairs. They'll be out when you need to be out.
Aye.
I like it.
I do like there's two.
But then again, it also might be Michael Bay. Sorry, but it might also be Michael Bay just forgetting about them. He's that
might
guy.
Be aye.
Like, oh fuck, we had hostages.
Bay really leans into stereotypes as well sometimes.
Oh god.
Because the guy that gives Sean Connery a haircut is the campest man. It's like, oh my god, I cannot do this just with my.
It was like offensive.
Yeah,
that was offensive. Bad. Like
it's like, would you ask Picasso to paint without his brushes?
That's right.
And the other ones, there's a black woman where, because the wee guy that's showing the tourists around doing the tour of Alcatraz, he gets locked up with them, and he's like, they don't allow us to have guns. And she's like, she's like, you don't have a gun? Hell, I got a gun.
Fuck's sake.
Fucking Jesus.
A lot of pro-gun stuff going on. Do you reckon there's someone in that jail, though? One of the tourists was just like, it's good to be back. Actually, no. Why would you ever visit the place as a tourist if you spend time in Alcatraz? Like Anne Frank visiting Auschwitz.
She was never in Auschwitz. That was the whole point.
She never met it.
She did.
What was the other place?
It would be her visiting her attic.
Aye. Well, I've already caused a hassle in Sloss's podcast about this fucking attic.
About Anne Frank's attic? Why?
It's fucking, like, it would go for 10 grand a month in Edinburgh. It's fucking class.
Aye. What?
The attic's fucking class.
But it's not though.
It's fucking class. It's massive. It's a proper, like, if I went to visit Anne Frank's, you'd be paying $1.50 a month for Anne Frank's attic.
Really?
It's class. It's not. I thought she was sitting there up sucking on asbestos for 2 years. She fucking cunt's got a hot tub up there, no brother. Like, I understand the whole threat of silence and not allowed being out, but I mean, you know, people were in lockdown for worse conditions.
And Frank's attic would be a class fringe accommodation.
It would be unbelievable. People would be fucking all over it. I can't get into this again. I've done this before.
Do you know, I've just realised I was arguing that I've never even been. I've never even seen it.
It's great. Genuinely, you'll go up and you go, like, you can see every time everyone goes up around it, they go, oh, well, spacious. Wow, fully equipped kitchen.
Is that an American double fridge?
Smeg fridge.
We need to talk about Connery.
Oh, absolutely. That's
the man's.
It's actually half the reason I chose this film.
He's the coolest fucking. Even in every bit of this, he's
great.
Cool. Incredibly charismatic, ridiculously handsome.
Yeah.
He's a fucking 66-year-old man, and he's like that. He is classer than anyone else in the film.
Was he 66 when that was on?
66 when he filmed this.
Great.
There's a couple of stories about Connery where so he demanded that he couldn't be arsed getting flown back to San Francisco because they filmed it on Alcatraz and he couldn't be arsed flying back. So in his contract, they made him build like a hut, like a cabin on Alcatraz, and they had to power the fucker and hook up to the water mains and everything. But that was just the power he had. And I don't think it was even the power. I think Connery's one of those guys that would just come in and go, "This is what I'm wanting," and we go, "Well, no, I'm getting that," and you go, "Oh, right, okay, yeah, that's cool."
That's great, but again, that's another thing. That's a Hollywood actor staying somewhere that's clearly better than, like, smaller than Anne Frank. That's all I'm hearing now. All I'm hearing is Sean Connery stayed in a cabin where they're getting paid millions of dollars. Connery was like, wasn't there one part when Connery does like a fucking, he goes, "I hope you're insured," after causing like fucking 7 cars flip.
Yeah.
Like, "Are you okay?" Some guy with no
some
head.
of the lines they give him are shocking.
Yeah.
Some of the wee quips they give him, but some of them are just so the Welcome to the Rock, that's cool.
Yeah.
The bit where they're interrogating him, and the guy that's interrogating him is trying to hardball him basically, and flips a quarter at him and goes, "Here, call your lawyer." And Connery spots that, so he like inches his chair over and smacks the chair down so it creates like a sharp ridge.
Yeah.
And then cuts a bit through the window so he can smash through it. And he just puts his head through it like Nicholson and just goes, "Womack, I might have known it was you shit."
It's almost Vine level.
Oh,
Scottish
God.
Vines.
Incredible. And the other two, when he first meets Ed Harris.
Yeah.
And Ed Harris is trying to say he's a patriot and he's doing this. And he quotes Thomas Jefferson at him, and then Connery quotes Oscar Wilde back, and then Connery just goes, but this isn't being in the military. I'll be honest with you, I think you're a fucking idiot. No, but the best line, and it's the best line in the whole film.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
So Cage is shitting himself because he's not a field agent.
Yeah.
And he's surrounded by the best Marines America have to offer. And so Connery's like, "Right, it's just me and you, give him a pep talk." And he goes, "Right, do you think you're up for this?" And he goes, "I'll give it my best." And then Connery, because Connery's already started moving up, and he just comes back down and he goes, "Your best? Losers whine about trying their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen." So good.
It's a brilliant line.
Oh, God.
I didn't know that line. I think I told you this at Kendall, because I didn't know that line was from The Rock.
Oh, no?
I used to fake attribute it to Jerry Adams on Twitter.
Why the fuck would Jerry Adams ever say that?
Exactly.
He wouldn't know what a prom queen was.
I was sitting there going like, I used to do that for years. I don't know where I got the quote from. I must have got it from... Let me see if I have it here.
Your best. Losers whine about giving their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
Jerry Adams.
Jesus Christ. It's a tweet from 2016.
No.
That's insane.
I had no idea.
Oh, that's amazing.
It would be great, Jerry Adams at it.
Oh.
I mean, they kind of have the same head.
They look. No, I can see they do. He does look like Jerry Adams in this.
Yeah. Like, I mean, he's not, like, obviously Connery's way more handsome, but
yeah,
he's still got that rugged facial hair.
Yeah,
is what I'll go with. Connery was top class, because I only recently watched the Connery Indiana Jones one again. I know that's my favorite, and he was class in that. So if I two belter Connery,
I was genuinely gutted when Connery died. He's like my genuine hero.
No,
as a wee boy, like I fucking love Sean Connery. There's
So it's like when I lost Sinead O'Connor this week.
Yes, yeah.
And Angus Cloud. Well, not so much Angus Cloud.
No, not so much Angus Cloud.
Oh, no, I get
because I told you this about I love these kind of theories, and there's a theory amongst film fans that because there's a theory that James Bond isn't an actual person.
Yeah.
James Bond's just a a code name for someone.
A man in a suit.
Yeah, so
like the Bears.
That's why they can all look. That's why they can all look different.
Yeah.
And why none of them really remember any of the shit that's gone on before. And there's a theory that John Mason, who Connery plays in this, is actually just an older James Bond, because he was part of the British intelligence.
Yeah.
He mentions that he was trained by British intelligence.
Oh, it'd be great. He also, like, the only guy to get out of Alcatraz. Too.
Yeah,
and it was he said as well, he was kind of, because he knew a load of secrets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's as good as a movie theory as I've heard.
The only thing that lets it down, and this is you have to know Bond with this, when Ed Harris asks him who he served with, well, he calls him Sailor.
Aye.
And he says, no, British Army. And James Bond was a naval commander. So that's the only thing that debunks it.
Okay.
So
Bond was a naval commander?
Bond was a naval commander. Commander Bond.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. He joined, well, I guess MI6 after the Navy.
Was it in the books or something? Or have I just
missed there's a couple of films where he's still... One of the Moore films where he's...
Moonraker.
Like, saluted as... No, it's not Moonraker. It's definitely not Moonraker. I think it's Spy Who Loved Me, actually.
The dogs.
Oh, God.
Set the dogs. I was like, this isn't James Bond.
Can't wait till we start doing Bond films.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and a thing here as well. You know, at the end, when they're about to blow up Alcatraz, the jets are coming in, basically blow up Alcatraz. And they're like, okay, abort. And then one guy just kind of went, whoopsie. It looked like he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, I didn't listen. He was like, no, I'm out here now. I'm letting this fucking missile go.
But Ed Harris doesn't even... Like, he basically admits that he was never going to do it.
Yeah,
because he refuses to launch the missiles because he goes...
guys were trying to force him into it.
Because he goes, listen, I bluffed. They called it. It's over. It's done. I'm not a fucking mental...
Yeah.
I'm not going to launch a rocket at an entire city full of people.
Yeah.
But then the mercenaries are like, oh, you fucking will. And then they mutiny.
Yeah. Oh, you know, and you said there was the best line. Surely the best line is Nicolas Cage's when he hits the guy with the rocket.
Oh, God. Oh, I hate it.
It's got to be one of the worst scenes I've ever seen in a film.
It doesn't make any sense.
The guy's... So basically, the guy's like slowly walking into range of... Like, right... There's a rocket pointing at the lighthouse. Is it a lighthouse or a pillar or whatever? This guy's like, you could see Nicolas Cage looking at the button to launch the missile, so he's going to just hit the guy with the missile and launch him out the window with the missile. He just slowly waits for the guy to walk into like range. And it makes it real obvious too. He's like staring down at the button, staring up. Like, how stupid is this?
He's inching the guy over his line.
He goes, I will kill you. Just a bit more to your left, please. Hits him, blasts him, I think. But what does he say?
So he says, do you know the Elton John song Rocket Man? Well, that's you. You're the Rocket Man. And then blows him up. But it doesn't make any... First of all, it's a shite line, but there's no setup for that. Because earlier on, they establish... Because he's in his office and he buys a $600 Beatles LP. And he goes, what can I say? I'm a Beatles mate. I'm a Beatles maniac. Right? I'm a Beatles freak. Right? It would have been more sense if he'd bought like an Elton John. If he'd bought that LP at the start, that would at least then tie in. But they've not introduced that he's a fan of Elton John before this. So...
You know what? You couldn't even make one with the Beatles as well.
No, you couldn't. There's not...
There's about to be a Ringo in your
We're about to send you back to the USSR. Just trying loads of them. Do you know the Beatles song Lady Madonna? Well, that's you. No, wait a minute, that doesn't
work. Getting the wrong Elton John song every time.
Yeah.
You're about to be a candle in the wind. Unreliable.
It'd be amazing if they tried different Elton John song. Well, you know that Elton John song, I'm Still Standing. Well, you're not.
That would actually...
That would be better.
That would have been better than your fucking song wrong. It felt... It mumbled like... was it Charlie Nicholas in the Soccer Saturday about the...
Oh, the glasses.
Yeah.
Jeff Stelling. Oh, yeah.
That's what it rumbled off like.
I love that clip. The worst slagging ever.
There was a part as well. He kept going like, "Is like, we're going to have to install some fiber optics," and I was like, "What the fuck? Are they getting the internet on here?"
To see some of the cast, right? So, because Ed Harris already class, Connery class, Cage class.
Yeah.
The guy, fucking, one of the doctors from Scrubs is a Marine.
Oh yeah, I know him. John C. Reilly. John C.
McGinley, yeah.
John C. McGinley. John C. Reilly.
I've never seen him in anything other than a comedy role. And he's suddenly this hard-ass Marine.
Not at all, you mad bastard. He's in Platoon. He's one of the main guys in Platoon.
Is he?
He's one of the... Is it John McGinley's... I know him as a fucking soldier more than Friends. Or more than
Scrubs. Really?
Am I right in saying John C. McGinley is one of the main guys? He's always chewing shit. John C. McGinley, Platoon. After his cast...
Platoon. Wow.
Yeah, he's in Platoon. Yeah, so he's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Well, God, he's doing some amount of shite at the moment. Okay, I've lost it. But yeah.
I had no idea that.
It just said trademark curly hair.
And the guy who plays Candyman. He's one of the Marines as well.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, proper psycho as well.
A lot of the people, the whole other cast, everyone, and he was a good psycho.
Aye, because there's a lot of the Pentagon guys that I recognise from other things as well.
Yeah. That guy, just the round face. The other soldier that was in Mutiny. Oh God.
Yes.
I know him from fucking.
He's from the Green Mile.
Yes.
He's Tom Hanks' pal in the Green Mile.
Yes.
He's the other warden. Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck. I can't remember.
I don't know what his name is.
He's in everything. Yeah. I feel like he's the white Samuel L. Jackson. I was going to say the white Michael Jackson.
The white Michael Jackson. The brown Michael Jackson.
Fuck's sake.
Anything else to say?
No, that's pretty much it. You've got your Edinburgh Fringe now.
I've got my Edinburgh Fringe to go to tonight. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, you'd be starting way earlier. In my head, I was like, nobody starts till the 4th.
Well, some people did last night. John Hastings did last night.
Yeah, I saw that July 31st. I was like...
That's mental. Like, you should never do a Fringe show in July. But yeah, so mine's tonight. And so yeah, if you want to come along, that'd be class. At 7:05 every night at Monkey Barrel. You've got roast battles.
We got roast battles August 10th, 17th, and 24th, and there's a little tournament going for it.
Yeah,
like a little roast battle league. So we'll have people from Tokyo, Barcelona, USA, and London, which isn't as
glamorous.
Because it's mostly London.
Yeah.
If anything, we'll be outnumbered.
Yeah. Right, for next week, I'm gonna give you a choice. Right. Would you like our first war film or our first horror film?
Oh fuck. Oh, that's a killer one.
When I say horror, it's not strict horror. It's horror comedy.
Let's go war.
You gonna go war film?
Oh no, that was kind of war-ish.
All right, okay.
Let's go.
Okay, we'll save that for
the horror comedy. Yeah, because we'll go. Yeah. Let's go horror.
Next week we will be watching Tim Burton's Beetlejuice.
Oh Christ! Don't remember fuck all from it.
So I love it. It's a fucking great film.
Right,
so Beetlejuice next week. We had an amazing week. This last week's Sting episode absolutely flew. It was the most anyone has ever downloaded. So cheers for that. Keep doing reviews as well on Apple Podcasts because it helps push us up.
Yeah.
And then follow us on all the socials. Follow me and Ryan as well. Get tickets for shit and
share the word too, because most of the time people don't know that it's they kind of see movie podcasts and they'll but most of the carry on is fuck all.
I mean, if we were an actual movie podcast, we'd know who half of these people that we've just been talking about's names.
Big fucker.
So, yeah. So,
big fucker. He's the Candyman.
They would just know him as the Candyman. I didn't even know the cunt was in Platoon. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next week. Cheers.